ganas de qué, averiguando qué hacer por la noche. Entonces entras en mi cuarto pa' ver. Levántate mi amor, hoy vamos a beber. Chacho, no hay trabajo la mañana. Ponte algo sexy, bebé. No hay trabajo la mañana. Tírate un selfie, bebé. Yeah, hey. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Chacho, tírate un selfie, mi amor. Hey, dale, tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. Brindamos todas las copas, que se trabajo. Tírate un selfie que te ve 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, un bendición. Baby, put your favorite dress on. And maybe we can skip and go right to the sequel. Prende Philly Blunt, take a hit for the people. Instagram que se...
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Machuca sin vergüenza y la tiro con ritmo. Agua. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. You know I like it like that. Yeah. Tírate un selfie que te ve bien cabrón. No hay trabajo en la mañana. Llamo a mi cama when the night is done. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Hey. Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Chacho. Ponte algo sexy, mi amor. Tírate un selfie, mi amor. Tírate un selfie que te ve 1,000,000. No hay trabajo en la mañana, que se del trabajo. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Huepa, mamacita, huepa. Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Lit check, been a minute, let me hit the homies in a group text. 10 years, same team, true vets. Got a couple trophies, but no chains on the neck. No. Got a couple Cardis, we don't flow with.
Watch out, there's a bee floating around. Hope you're not allergic.
Wake up, make the money, that's a man's role. Loyalty and love is what I stand for. Can't forget about trust, but first, please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa, oh, oh, oh. It's the weekend, we've been working. I'll be posted, fireside. Bring my boys in, bring your girls in. We'll be posted up all night. Limited edition, not the regular one. We shut down the city like when presidents come. I am not a rookie, I'm a veteran, bruh. Promise I'ma take it easy later on. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like,
Here we go.
SOS, oh, please fill.
Welcome to Late Night. Where the hell are you from? Welcome to Late Night Crypto. My name is Lane. We're taking a look at the charts tonight. And what's going on, other than us making a higher low, a higher high, and possibly a new higher low here. Take this little trend line that we got established there. That was a nice little place to take profit or get out, just depending on what your strategy is, in my personal opinion. This is the way I look at the charts. This is the way I try to structure my trades when they tell me to get out, rather than trying to me figure out, price too far away from a 21. Oh my gosh, what does that mean? It works on any time frame because we got a trend line. We're going with the trend. When the trend stops, we try to at least take some profit, get out, take some profit ahead of time if you want to. When it gets away from that 21 moving average, oh my God, you get, I don't care, man. But right here's your line. It tells you when to exit. A line. That's simple. There's another line that can tell you, hey man, there might be a possible entry right here. Well, right above the 9-moving average, so looking good here on the 2-hour. I'm on the 2-hour time frame at the moment. Looks kind of interesting. So what we got now here, my friends, is a new trend. Look at that. Now we got a good line in the stand, a good solid place to put a nice stop loss. Because if price were to come down below this candle here, breaking this new trajectory, this new established trend line, well, that would mean that this upside trade is probably best exited, unless you want to do some of the stupid stuff like I do sometimes. Hopefully I've got my lessons learned, and you don't take as much profit when the line breaks, but you say, well, oh, it's all right, we'll write it down, baby. we'll get it lower. And she keeps going sometimes, and it goes, oh, that's not what I planned on. Oopsies. Sometimes you need to pay yourself a little bit more, a little sooner, or take that loss. If you find yourself going into the red, that's been one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. It's one of the things that have kind of helped me get into a few little jams over these past little weeks there. But you know, it's when you start talking about your losses. This is what the glorified YouTuber gurus don't do, though. They don't talk about their losses enough. That's where you learn. Everything that you have done in this crypto journey, you've gotten better because of a mistake that you have made. You looked at it and said, not going to do that again, and you got better. That's how you improve. If you're always just gloating about your little bitty wins there and all this, trying to look like the man or something on TV, if that's the people, we're not all like that, thank you God. But you know, man, I don't know what to say about that. Because you're not sharing the realness of what we go through in this trading journey. It is not like that. There are ups, there are downs, there are wins, there are losses, and sometimes those losses suck. I got into some losses that sucked, but I was able to take the knowledge that I have learned through the losses that I've had before and really thought about, didn't ignore them, but actually learned something from them to help me avoid making those mistakes again, so that I've got a quicker chance to recovery. So restructuring myself when we were hitting these lows, baby, that's been a gift for me. My numbers are going up, and now I'm starting to feel a lot better. I'm not back to where I was, but I can see it coming, and I can see me getting there a lot faster now than where we were when we dropped before. So by the time that we get back up to our previous all-time high, my number's going to be up more than what we were when I was there before. So it's not so much the calls that you make, the little trades that you take, but it's how you play that game. You can have all the calls in the world, make you look like magic, like you can predict the future and know exactly what's going to happen. But even if you could predict the future and know exactly what's going to happen, when something's going to turn around, even what price is going to turn around, would you still play it right? Or would your emotions get the best of you? Would your past mistakes, or would you make a fresh mistake? That's the question. The entry is good, but it's how you manage your trade. Are you being too emotional? Are you jumping out too soon? Are you being too scared? Are you jumping in too late? I mean, if you get all emotional, and it's understandable because them emotions are sneaky. That's what I've always said. It took me a long time to figure that out. Man, they sneaky. Those emotions will lie to you. Those emotions will tell you that they are logic, and they are this is what makes sense, man. And those emotions kick in like when price is falling from this beautiful top all the way down here. You cross the trend line, and those emotions are saying, man, you better sell now, get out, because it's just going to get worse. At least say what you got, man. At least say what you got. You can buy back cheaper. That's what the emotions are telling you, and it sounds logical. It does, doesn't it? Because you hear some other people saying that too. We're broken the trend line. Well, it looks like it's just downhill for Bitcoin right now, but those emotions. Now, is that the wise thing to do? No. And if you listen to my channels and you listen to some other people, and they'll tell you, man, when you get these things and things come down, there's usually always a pullback. And that's what we got right now. We got a pullback. The question is, will it get rejected? Or will we get back in this trend line and look for something more bullish? Well, that, my friend, has not been confirmed. Or has it? It might have been, depending on how you interpret what has happened today. So even with big insights or calls or whatever, you don't know what this market's going to do minute by minute. There's some little things that can give you some indications. Hey, man, something might happen. This might actually work out. And maybe you stick your neck out there and you'll look like a genius. Can you do this every day? Can I do this every day? Can I make a call like this every day? No, I couldn't do it now anyway because I don't have enough information. But sometimes there's some things that will strike you as being, wow, man, that's kind of cool how that played out. So we quit bleeding. We got that. Are we going to the moon now? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not what I called. That's not what I called. I'll never say that I called that. But we could. We got the two options. We got the bearish rejection up here. We got to get past $60,000. We hadn't done it. It looked like we were getting close today, right? We were getting up there so good. Had a nice little run up. But then something happened and we got rejected off that 200 daily moving average. That little guy right there, man. That's the culprit right there. We got above it. Looked good. Well, I had a nice little thing. I thought we'd come back and touch my actual trend line, but we didn't touch it. Either one of them. Will we get a chance this time? I'm going to say we got a good chance to try this one more time. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we might make it. But if we don't, are you prepared? Because like I say, I am. I wasn't before, but I am now. Just in case. Just in case the bear side plays out, that we get a dump. Because that can happen. What am I going to do if we get a dump? Well, at some point, if we come down too low, I feel a little bit nervous, but I'm pretty much structured where I can handle this. And I then plan to do my little shorts. This is when I would start looking at shorting. Some ideas for that. But first, it's got to confirm, and it has not done that. So we're hopeful again once more. We've established a trend line. We want to come up and see if we can tap that little sucker one more time. So if I can tap it again and get back above this trend line here. Now, usually 3 humps and then a dump. I don't know. Are they going to fake us out and come back? You don't know what's going to happen. But we need, what I've got to have is for price to get back above this trend line for my theory, for my personal theory, for what I'm looking for my strategy. To be hopeful that, man, we're going to go up soon. That we'll finally get back up to 68, 70,000. Somewhere a lot more profitable. We'll be out of danger, in other words. But the danger signs are still there, folks. We're not out of the woods. A lot of people are looking at this as possibly being a Wyckoff spring. This being a reaccumulation event, not a distribution. Hard to tell. I'm not an expert enough to tell the differences between the two, other than, this we're in an uptrend. It's got to go. Well, that's how distributions work too, though. I would say if they knew all the secrets, they would know which one this is. It's a reaccumulation of distribution also, wouldn't you? The chances are highly likely at this phase in the market that it is a reaccumulation. That's what I'm leaning that way. I really am. I'm bullish on Bitcoin overall, but short-term time frames, man. I mean, over the next few weeks, at least through most of July and August, I'm not saying really bullish to the moon sentiment coming. I mean, some people are, and then some people are calling. It's a little mixed bag right now about what we're doing. But, you know, on the days that we got some green candles, it's always to the upside. You know, everybody's always bullish. And on a red day, well, everybody's think we're going all to hell. Whether it's clickbaity or they're actually, you know, that's what they're actually spewing out there. You know, it's just crazy. But when I got my bigger moving averages and things, you know, we got some bearish crosses here on this 4-hour time frame. I'm concerned about that. Technically, right now, on the 4-hour time frames, all my moving average had just flipped bearish. I would think that would give a higher probability for a rejection somewhere through here. Can you dig it? Can you deal with it if it is? Can I deal with it if it is? I'm talking to myself here too. That was a big deal, break that trend line. We can keep hoping and praying. Now, ideally, when I get some information like that, well, I want to go back to the big dogs because they're the ones that make up the rules. So the bigger time frames, what are they saying? What are they saying about it? Well, I can get a little input from some of the indicators, and we'll bottom out here, kind of, on their stochastics. We can still, the waves here can still come down here and go down. Look, I mean, we just there where we can be getting started. So we've got that. Could be scary. The most promising thing I'd say you have to look for is this green over here in this money flow. As long as it's up there in the green, well, all that bearish tendency is not going to be as bad right now. That's when this flips over that zero line and starts getting into the red. That's when you got to watch out for this downside. That's when the downside gets real and hard. We're not there. Wavetable has made it all the way down here to the bottom line. You probably can't see it, but I can barely see it. She's right there. She can flip up at any point now. So we didn't want to see her. I would prefer to see her flip up a little bit before this one. That would be nice. Stochastics say, hey man, I might be able to pull that off for you. I might be able to throw you a bone there. I like this song. So we got that going for us on the weekly. Just over to the 3 days, like a half a week, and we're right in the middle of the big, clean, green Ichimoku cloud right here. Now, I'm never happy about that. Well, this is where the trouble starts, and you go sideways and usually down. It says, I'm getting ready to take you to 56,000, baby. Are you ready? We can hang out there if you want. Come on down. It's kind of cold. The temperature's cooler down here. We don't want to neglect everything that they got. M pattern right there, double top. Measure move for this guy takes us somewhere in the neighborhood, you know. Where I don't want to go. I don't want to go to 50,000. I don't want to, but we could. It's still on the table until we break back above some of these the 60,000 areas where I'm looking until I can see that. You know, 48, 50, 52. That's all still on the table. 52 especially. That's actually a Fibonacci move that I got marked there. That will be a main one that I would be looking for if we do get rejected. 52. But it don't have to be so. We just got to look for the clues. We just haven't got them yet. She's trying right now. She's trying so hard on this daily to get up above that 9-moving average. Maybe she just needs a little encouragement, a little love. 9's already crossed the 200. We were talking about that. Didn't want to see that happen, but it did. I got one more chance for Bitcoin to make it up there, and if she doesn't make it on this go around, then But right now, where we are right now at this moment in time, we're okay. We're making a higher low, higher high, another higher low. This is the beginnings of a possible uptrend. And even though I was talking about how bearish all this looks over here, there is a consolidation of these three moving averages. I got a 360, a 666, and an 800 all consolidated right up here in this price here, about 65,000. Now you can bet if we get back up to 65,000, we will probably not go above it. We'll probably have a big freaking headache, probably get smacked down a lot. It's not going to be a bed of roses if we do make it up. We might have a nice little run, but when we get up around that area, I would expect it to be gone. I'm not even sure that we can make it past 63 on the first run. But just getting past 60 and holding it, that's what we need. Could this be a shoulder, head and shoulder? Well, sure it could be. That's a bottom pattern. They could pull up like that. But if you wanted to look for that, you got to be willing for price to come down to about 56,000 and then try to go for it. Meaning, this trend line's got to fail. I'd rather not go that route myself. I'd rather just go higher highs and higher lows and let's just let it be. Just let this be a double bottom, a double little booby saggy nipple trap, and let's just or shopping cart or something. Pasties. Look, it's an owl. Look, it's an owl. You see him? This was the owl pattern. Oh, now he's more like a... That's not an owl. Anyway. I would really like to see us go back above 58,200. Back above this area. Just price pop up above there. Of course, you know, we gotta tackle these areas. The candle body and the wick. But if we can just get back up here a little bit, maybe we can get to 60. If we can get to 60, maybe we can push forward. Maybe we can hold 60. That's what I gotta see. Out of BTC is 60. But what about those altcoins? Altcoins looking all right now. We are at an area here that we talked about getting up to. Hey man, you might want to pay yourself if you got some profits going on. You know, just to safeguard yourself, because you can always get back in or always add to your position. But total 3 up here. We're at our resistance area again, and she looks like she might be rolling over. She has definitely broken her upward trend. You can see that kind of fizzled out. She's going sideways now. Maybe she can still finagle a little bit before she drops. Maybe she doesn't have to drop it off. She can reclaim these areas. That would be beautiful. Turn this into the little double bottom like we were looking at on Bitcoin, but this is a good place. She's having some problems here with the altcoins. They're kind of stalling out a little bit right now is what this says. And those are some good places just to peel off a little bit. And that's exactly what I've been doing on my spot margin positions, and that's helping me to get ready for any kind of downward action we might have. Helping me to get in a better place to weather any storms and maybe even play those storms to my advantage. Much better place than I am. I am in a much better place strategically on my positions now than I was, say, well, a month ago. I got to do some of the stuff that I wanted to do, clean up some of the bags and some of those that I just, little lackluster projects I just had no desire for. I shouldn't have been in them, little bitty trades or investments, or maybe even little trades that went wrong and just held on to them. Those little things that just weren't anything, you know, nothing that I'm convicted about. I want things I'm convicted about. And that's what I'm doing at the moment. What are you guys doing at the moment? Oh, we got Sam Webb over here. Joe from Trade Intuition, another YouTuber. Go check out his channel. He teaches every day at 3 o'clock. SBL's asking for XLM. We'll put that on the list here. Joe says Ondo. And Joe says, you're correct. I started my stream today saying that we entered a trade and stopped out an hour later, 5%. And if they used my leverage, not recommended, it was a 10%, the loss was 10%. Rodot sure seems to be thrilled about his position and that he drank all of the coffee in the East Coast. Rejected! Get that mess out of here. Mentor Mirage, hey, welcome to the stream. I did say hi, Sam, didn't I? Okay. Not the moon, Mars. F the moon. The moon isn't far enough for me. Did we ever really go there? Bitcoin needs a POW. Needs a good old pow to the kisser, says Sam. Actually, I'm kind of excited about it right now in the smaller time frames. I don't, you know, she's moving up. We're trying to go up to 58 again. Get past that area. What is it, about 58? Oh well, I don't really this guy up here, but I mean, I'm gonna be thrilled if we can get past this little neckline, this little middle area here. Is that 58.5? Did you just keep raising the? What did you do? Oh no, I can't hear. I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm destroying my studio over here. Is what I'm doing. I'd like to see it get it above here. Not trying to raise the bar, but hey man, Oh, look at that. If I do my candle bodies, though, we are above. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that idea. It's kind of sketchy over here, but well, that's at least a little something. Now, we got some new information here. If we want to be trendline specific, I guess you would have to include that. Where would you include it? Oh, hell. Just know that that's a good horizontal spot we gotta get past too. Look over here, it's a support resistance area now. Looks like, well, at least over here, it was a little bit of support. Now it's resistance, so that's kind of a cool area 59. But hey, man, one step at a time for old Bitcoin. And looking at it on the 6-minute, man, she's trying to regain that 200 moving average. I think she's going to do it. I believe in you, Bitcoin. I believe you can do it. You know why I believe that she can do it? Because that 200 is above that 360. That 360. Hey, if you guys ever wondered, oh, where was I, Clementine? Tell me. I believe you were. I believe it was this one. Yeah, but this is the one I was watching. I got my extra moving averages on, and I tell you that they respect these bigger moving averages, the 666. I know it sounds crazy, but price does. There's some kind of weird affinity, resistance, and then support and support. It can act as support. That's the best way I can describe a moving average. It's not they move. They're not constant, but they can. If price touches them, then they can kind of act like support. And if you look to the left, there's usually a reason why, because it just match up beautifully. That's the best way I can explain them. But anyway, well, these particular ones seem to, really show off some key ideas when you add them to your charts. I don't keep them on all the time, but we got them on right now, especially when things are kind of tricky. See what side of the fence I'm on particular time frames. Helps me get some information there. Number go up, baby. Let's go, Bitcoin. I like you better. Can we go to the 1 minute? Let's be popular. Let's help that algorithm. Well, here we are on the 1 minute time frame. I think we should just say screw you, Bitcoin, and let's go ahead and start working on some of these altcoins and see what's up with them. How about that? We got some requests. Let's go ahead and start getting to them. No, what ton is XLM? What's the first one? Stellar Lumens. Stellar Lumens. I always like to zoom out just to get a feel for what the hell is going on. All right, so we got a little makeshift trend line over here. Started a trend line. I want to put a candle body, and I want to take this little guy, line him up, and see what we got. We are still below it. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And dang it, like many of the other altcoins, we've broken the major trend line. It sucks. It can technically spell more downside. It's usually not the great thing. There's a little bit of wiggle room if we want to take this, but I think we broke it there too, didn't we? We're right below it. We're above it now. That might be, being saved by the skin of your teeth. You might be able to look at it that way. That we're maybe back up above the trend line. If we give it a little wiggle room. There's not an actual line. It's a fuzzy zone, really. And you need to look at that. Horizontal lines, diagonal lines, look at them as being a zone, but they can't, Well, I thought they are respected very much by price. Oh, are you going to recover? The weekly looks kind of rough here. I'm going to put up a few indicators, see what they say. They're bottomed out. That's kind of good. I like to see bottomed out indicators when we're at an area that could act as a bottom. That gives us a little bit of hope. If they were still excited and way at the top, I would figure, definitely could be some more down. She's going to be bearish for a little while, but it looks like she might be able to get back into the pattern. I would look about 10 cents being back on the radar, retest that area. So maintaining that level, revisiting that area. That's what we need. If we see that, that's good, because it gets back in above the trend line, regains the non-moving average here I'm on the 3-day chart. I'm going to go to the daily. She is trying to regain the non-moving average as we speak. It's a great sign. It's a great first step. She did the first step, 2 steps over here, 2 candles, but then started losing it and then lost it with the big dump. So it's a great first step. But once you get established above the 9, you're in a positive trend. Just like when you get established below the 9 moving average, you are definitely in a downtrend, just like you are here. So getting above the 9, staying above it, good. It's starting to look, this particular time frame, the daily, looks a little bit more hopeful to me, even though, I mean, some of the indicators are kind of topped out and a little heavy, like the stochastics. RSI is still in the bearish territory, so what that means is that she's still in danger of rolling over, getting rejected at the 21 moving average. Ideally, I want to see the 9 cross that 21 after price has already crossed them both. And then that cross would be a nice little confirmation that, whew, I think we're okay now. Yes. And it may be that might be the signal for someone more conservative to jump in the trade. If you're a little bit more degen like me, you're probably already in it beforehand. 'Tis how I roll. So I have to have special rules to keep me from getting too stupid. But that's what works for me. Some people got that control, man. I just got that. Like clockwork. That not me. I gotta find a trading style that works with me, my personality, and my kind of laziness, and all this other stuff, my little quirks. And I'm always finessing that. Always finessing it. But I've got a nice standard rules and strategy to go by. It tells me when I break above this trend line, that's a great time to get in, baby, especially if I'm above the 9 moving average. And as I just said, more conservative wait for a cross, more conservative might wait to clear an area before they jump in. Nothing wrong with that. That's just being smart, being safe. But if you a little bit of a risk taker like me, you like getting around these bottoms if you can, if you're serious about getting in. Or, but this would be the breakout play, which is, I prefer to get in or develop my trade or to formulate a trade ahead of time and buy along a bottom, or trying to do that. Ideally, that's what I try to do. Doesn't always work out that way. Everything doesn't always perfectly follow in line, but that's always what I'm looking for. And then maybe add on a breakout if it has a successful breakout. But it is true, there are a lot of breakout plays out there, and breakout traders usually get stopped out a lot. That's just part of it. That's what led me to start buying the bottoms. I got tired of being stopped out all the dang time. And I'm not going back either. You can't make me go back. But yeah, that 10-cent area looks kind of where we need to see us at least touch. Even if we're rejected there, it's still a good sign. So we also had Ondo. Take a look at Ondo. Auto Finance Coinbase. How's that one? Ooh, look at you. Up there, we got 99 cents. She got up to 146 a few days ago. She's lost her trend line. She lost it. Well, she lost one of them. There's still a few that might be in play there. I do believe that's you. No, it would be this one. So bottom trend line here lines up with these candle bodies over here on the daily way long ago. Might be coming into play if we get a bearish retest and start coming down. It could be about 7 cents or so. We got 3 humps and then a dump, and that's just kind of what happens if you look at it from Elliott wave theory, which, is something to add. That just the basic theory. You don't have to get all in on the fibs and all that and get in all the detail. They can get kind of complicated. You don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but you can get the basics. You got a 1 wave, a 2, you got a 3, you got a 4. The 4 cannot cross over this 1. It should not touch it at all. There should be a little gap between the 4 and the 1. If that is true, then you have successfully identified a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get a 5. If they do overlap, well, then you've got a possible 1 and a 2 instead of a 1, 2, 3, 4, if that makes any sense. But after we get the little 5th wave up here, they go through what we call an ABC correction, which, you know, it can be subjective, but it's a 3 bump down. 1, 2, 3 is what we might be hoping for. Maybe this is our ABC down. Maybe we might recover this and do a 1, 2, 3, you know, start the whole thing all over again. That's what we want to happen. But, you know, it can go this way, or, well, it can still go the other way. Well, this is your 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow, I think I counted that backward. Anyway, that's kind of the basics. But they also have an Elliott wave indicator you can put on there to kind of do that. And they're saying, you suck, road dog. Okay, well, all right, I'll see what you're doing there. So, see how subjective this can be? Now, I'm not going to disagree with what they got here, because they're also doing one of the rules that I did not mention, which was you got a 1, 2, and then your 3rd wave, that 3rd one should be the biggest one of them all. So, now see, that's where you're coming from, and I guess I would say for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this would be a 5. Okay, I stand corrected. I will confer to you, Elliot. I will confer. So according to Elliot, which I will agree with this, because the 3rd wave principle there, that was the one of the other rules. That's supposed to be, look for that to be one of the biggest ones. It's saying a 4th wave and then a 5th wave to the upside. Ondo going to $1.59 according to Elliot. I like that. So conferring that there might be a Elliot wave, just kind of conferring that, hey man, this might turn out to be a bear trap behind this. And if it turns out to be a bear trap for Ondo, well, it might turn out to be a bear trap for all of the altcoins. I like that idea. I kind of like that. That's cool. Thank you, Elliot, for your interpretation. I'll try not to bitch at you too much. And now, if we take this trend line, I want to bring it down to, well, I can't draw. Yeah, I've started this trend line from the break away from the other one. And then I've got this wick. Now I'm looking at candle bodies, and I stopped at these candle bodies. But I want to pull it down to this wick just to see what kind of wiggle room it gives us, because you may be surprised at what you find with those things. And look, it comes down right here. So this is a valid place. That was from the candle bodies to the wick. And then we see that, oh, we are within an actual, we haven't really broken the extremities of the trend line. So when you draw from bodies to bodies, you get the best of the move, the heart of the move. But you might, just depending on where the wicks fall, have a little wiggle room to help you figure out a few things, to know if you really crossed that last line in the sand, to be scared or not. And that's just a little trend line alpha there. In my opinion, it's alpha to me. I guess I thought everybody knew that. Maybe, I don't know. See now this is acting as support. I'm going to turn that little line green, and see now this is going to be resistance. I'm going to turn that little line red. Well, it'd be nice if we do get a breakout. This is the basics of my strategy, or my concepts of when to get in and out, if nothing else. Yeah, I love getting into the bottom area, so I would be looking at, and even after she's already taken off, I wouldn't be sitting here saying, man, I see some of these YouTubers on some, they'll have a nice little trade setup, but if it gets up just a little bit, they're afraid to jump in. Or maybe they're just afraid to jump in and trying to talk so they don't have to jump in at all. Maybe that's what it really is. Sometimes I think I've seen that a lot. I want to take a trade. What's this thing with, you know, you have to trade live on the 1 minute or whatever anyway? Do you know what kind of day you got to have to do? You got to have all day at the charts to make that to be a profitable thing. And I would think that most people have jobs during that time, and that couldn't be a realistic thing. And I would think if it was going to be a realistic thing, I would expect that, you know, it would be worth the time that you sit there, hours and hours, days after day. You would expect to see that your account would double, or at least go up in size, rather than stay around the same amount for months and months at a time. What are you doing all those hours? Is that time well spent? So you take your profit, multiply it by how many hours you spent there at the chart on that 1 minute, trying to catch all those little tiny moves, scalping in and out at your 3%. What are you making an hour? Tell me, what are you making an hour? But for the swing trader, which is more realistic for anyone who is working a job and anyone who's not even working a job, man, looking at this stuff on the bigger time frames, 4 hour, daily 4 hour, 1 hour, yeah, even 1 hour, you could make so much more money. You got bigger swings. It's just such a better thing. I'm going to show you my account where it's bouncing back over on where what I'm doing. I did take some big losses, but they're coming back. They're coming back. That account is growing. And I would share it tonight. I'm just not logged in, but I would do that because I am one of the few YouTubers that actually post my profit and loss. I'll show you everything. I will show you I will show you all the liquidations. I will show you the losses, and I will show you where I'm up, and I will show you my average wins and losses, which was really good. And I'm not really sure what it looks like now after we had the big beat down. But that's important because being real is important if you're trying to actually learn and grow. Otherwise, you're just listening to somebody just spout out untruth, things that are not real, and trying to take that unreal stuff. Why did I lose my light? And make it into something real, if that makes sense. If what they're showing you cannot be proven, tested, and tried, not talked about and boasted about being, but actually numbers. Scientists use numbers. Mathematicians use numbers, concrete evidence, showing you things. That's not, trust me, bro. I don't know. We made massive gains. But if your number's not going up, you also have some massive losses, and you're not talking about those. And man, that's what we want to hear. Talk about some of this. Why was it a loss? What could you have done differently? I mean, but not as an excuse, but what's the lessons that can be learned from that so that we can improve that behavior and just keep getting better instead of losing that money. So trading really is all psychology, in my personal opinion here. Ondo, I feel like I'm on a soapbox or something tonight. We had Ondo, do we have another one? Oops, gotta turn my little timer back on there. I lost a light bulb. I don't know what's up with that. It's getting kind of dark in here. We're getting a little dark in here. Well, I lost some people. Nobody wants to hear about trading philosophies. Make a note of that, Johnny. Sean, make a note. No more philosophy trading content. We're just going to stick with meme coins. Meme coins it is, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Making sure I got everything. There's Strega. How's it going, Strega? What's up, Strega? Show me the tacos. Now you're talking. Strega says Matic looks good. Let's take a look at Matic. Matic network. Just got a nice bounce. Like all the rest of them. Lost a trend line and what was it? Is that a witch? Oh, I remember doing that. She gained a non-moving average on the daily. Yes, that's the first step to recovery right there. So like a lot of the other altcoins, it's all about getting past that trend line again. Ichimoku Cloud looking, I'm having a hard time reading that. Honestly, I am. I'm having a hard time reading it. It looks like it might be inviting, like she's saying, come on over, baby, come on over. But it's like also she might just say, come on over so I can slap the Jesus out of you, because sometimes she can be like that. Now here's an instance. Well, would that have shown? That would have shown up. That would have shown up. So I'm usually looking for this scenario. Well, would it? It would have shown. You would have seen this before the price would have got there. But where we started coming back into a thickened cloud, this one started going a little tinier over here. But there was a little sliver of green. I'm always looking for that little sliver of green as being a hopeful sign. It's one of the first signs I look for on the Ichimoku Cloud that we might be getting a reversal going on, right? A big thick cloud. But this one, the cloud started getting a little bit more thinner here. Now, then it got really thin, and that was not a good time. But by the time you see, by the time you saw this, we were probably sitting around this area. So it probably looked a little. The cloud's interesting to me. I think it's kind of fascinating. It's always a little bit ahead. Okay, so daily looks good. What about the what am I on, 2 hour? That looks good. Now, she's doing right by the Ichimoku cloud. Just doing just right, going through a big, thick Ichimoku cloud, coming out above a green one right there. That's what we want to see when it comes to the cloud, man. And it looks right here on the 2 hour. I like that. It's just the bigger time frames, man. You got to recover that. But yeah, I'd say it's nice. You got what, down to 43 to 51? I mean, for anybody catching something, if you caught it here at 45 cents going to 51, that's, 10% gains. And if you are not recommending leverage for altcoins so much, unless you're using some very small leverage. And I mean, for altcoins, my new rules are 2 to 3%. I mean, 5 is even kind of up there. 5 would be the max, but that's, to me, I think that's kind of risky. And when I do spot margin plays that offer that, I mean, I am keeping that where I'm controlling how much that I borrow against that. So I'm actually decreasing that leverage. That's what I like about small margin. You can actually finagle that leverage to make it lower if you want. So if you have a 5x, I can actually kind of finagle it by how much money that I borrow and use down to 2 or 3x if I want. And it lets me control my risk a lot better, and I like that. You'll hear me talk a lot about spot margin. It's a lot like spot, just a little bit better, but there is some risk to it. So you got to be aware of that, but it's a lot less risky than perpetual futures, because that is just the casino waiting to take your money, baby. We play here because it's fun and all the cool kids are doing it, and we want to help that algorithm. But I'm not going over 10x anymore on leverage, and I'm on an 8x play right now that's helping me regain all of my losses. I'm getting there. I'm halfway back. Baby. I think we looked at XLM, we looked at Ondo. I don't think I missed anything else that you guys are asking for. Did we look at Caspa? I think we did, right? Did we look at Caspa? I always try to look at Caspa because that's one of my bigger plays that I've got going on, building that back. She's at 16.9. I'm trying to fill some more of my bag up on this little guy. She just don't want to come down yet. Seriously, every little bit she's dropped, I've got a limit order just getting a little bit, kind of like dipping it in. But if she ever does drop to 13 cents, oh man, have I got a plan for Caspa. It could happen, and she could recover. She could lose this, come down here, and still recover and do just fine. And if she did, woo, baby, talk about a discount. We got a 200 moving average coming in there, and 100 probably going to happen. 50 is about where we. This is what its price looks. This is the 5 moving average strategy on the daily, and why I like it. When price is in a good move to the outside, you are above that 9 moving average. That helps you stay on to the trend. Couple that with trend lines, it really helps you track things. Couple this with smaller time frames, you can really take advantage of these little deviations where price just goes on its own little tear. Add some trend lines on some smaller time frames, you can really nail some good exits and take profit points. As well, Fibonacci and some other tools that we can use. But on the 5 moving average strategy, when we do dip back, we usually dip back and bounce off the 21 or the 50. 50 being the last shot. If we lose a 50, yeah, then we start inviting the 100 and the 200 and all the others into the party, and we're not trying to do that because that's usually we're probably getting ready to change trend if we're breaking the 50 moving average. Okay. But a deeper correction would get you a bounce off of a 50 on the daily time frame and a weekly. You see this on the other time frames too. It's just a good rule of thumb to go by with my 5 moving average strategy. Right now we got this is weird. Caspa, she's above the 9 moving average. She's above the 21 moving average, but the 9 is crossed bearishly. Are you going to come down? I hope you do, but I mean, that can change, but usually that means, well, she might come down. Smaller time frames may give us a little insight on that. We'll come back to the 4 hour. Caspa, we got a 100 moving average that we got rejected off of. Okay, so the bigger time frame gives us the idea. The smaller time frames just kind of spells it out for us a little bit better so we can pick up on some of the more details. And that's how I look at this market from bigger time frames. Respect the bigger time frames, going to the smaller. The ones that don't do that, that are just kind of everywhere, and I mean, they're missing some very, very strong fundamental concepts for technical analysis, and for some people to be out there teaching, you know, you can, you know, it all boils down to the 1 minute, and you know, that 200 movement. I mean, I've been hearing some wild stuff out of there that could really wreck and mislead a lot of people with a lot less experience, and it's just not right. I don't think that's right. So you might hear me calling people out. I'm trying to call them out so much by name. Every once in a while, you might, I don't know, see something. Not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be truthful. Because I'm not out here. I'm not selling anything, people. I'm trying to show you you can actually do this the real way without the growth that a natural full-time trader would make. I'm the guy. How I perform and the growth that I get, that would be your realistic thing. What you see from somebody that's actually selling, of course, or they have an established trading group out there. You know, they're raking in like $200,000 a month just from that alone. You're not going to get the realistic stuff. You're just going to get them selling you something, and it could be all hype. Especially if they can't show you realistic results consistently. If it's always just, look at me shine, look at me shine. Are you learning? Are you really, I mean, are you picking up what you really need to know to save your ass when things don't go your way? I mean, that's the kind of things that, I mean, I think this needs to be shared more, talk about more. I mean, what happens when you get in trouble? What do you do when you get in trouble? When the market just starts going down and you're starting to freak out. I mean, I've got my strategies. I know what my plan. I know what I do. I was able to put it into place and help myself out. And it should work. It should. I'm sure. Fingers crossed. I can still get my butt handed to me. I don't want to. But I through my experience in being in this market for so long and having to go through all the lessons that I learned from losing, that nobody likes to talk about here on YouTube. We only want to talk about when we win. We don't want to talk about how we lost or anything. And I'm telling you right now, I got liquidated twice during that big drop. One was for like 2,800, one for about 3,500, and that was big for me because that was pretty much about all my, you know, I was trying to hold a $5,000 account, or trying to get it to a 5,000. It was up there, but those were some huge losses, and it took me some finagling and some little tricks there, but she's looking a lot better now. Of course, I've screwed up my whole meaning for doing that so I could accurately track this and that, because now I've had to add things to there, and there's, you know, so I have to establish a baseline to kind of, you know, track any proper growth once we kind of get situated out. Right now, I'm just recovering and I'm getting my money back. This market is not taking my money. The biggest change I made in this market is when I looked at it and said, you're going to give me back all the money you've taken from me for the last 4 years. And then you're going to add on to that. And I want double or more. You're giving it back. And that's when the change came. That's when I had to flip that thing. I'm not going to lose on this. I'm going to do what it takes to learn what I need to learn to be successful, because there's people doing it out here making life-changing money in crypto. You've seen it in the last cycles, and they turn a little bit into a whole lot. It's possible. It's getting harder and harder to do the more that the adoption comes around and the higher the prices go. But you can. You can if you do it smart and do it wisely, and not just willy-nilly trying to trade a freaking 1 minute time. What the hell? Tell me if you get rich trading a 1 minute time frame. Tell me if you get rich day trading. I mean, just some people are successful at it, but you know, they're highly skilled and they got a really good regimented system, and it takes a regimented person to do that. If that's you, congratulations. It's not my personality type. Hell no. But I like that slow, easier money that the OG people who made those millions that we look back at and say, man, they were geniuses. They did it slowly. They did it slowly. And that's where the biggest money comes from. If they're being honest, they're telling you that. It's being in those convicted plays that you have. Taking a chance on those ones that you actually researched and said, man, this one could do something. And not forgetting about Bitcoin, because it's a boomer coin. That's the one that saved my ass this whole time, has been that boomer coin. What for Bitcoin, man, my ass would have been out of this game a long time ago. For real, for real. Mr. Miles, out of your entire crypto bag, what percentage is hodled and what do you wish to spot trade? Well, there's been some interesting changes with all of that. I have moved a lot off of my hardware wallets, a lot, and put it into spot margin with this big drop. And I'm doing that so that I can come out of this with a lot more Bitcoin, and I can rescue the Bitcoin that I've had to kind of put up to handle some of the positions I was in. The ideal time to start a spot margin trade is when we have a big dump or when we're at a big low. It's not ideal to start when everything's just all excited and going on. You have to do it very, very small there. But getting positions established spot margin or leverage 2 or 3x even on some of these positions. When we're at a low, that helps me recover. So right now, I have a lot that's actually in active spot margin trades, and they're not just sitting as hodl bags so much. Technically, they are, because I'm not going to lose them, unless God forbid World War III breaks out and everybody just tanks the whole market. I mean, there's always a possibility of something, and I'm trying to get away from that. I'm pulling things out, paying off my Bitcoin, and then I'll be pulling things back and putting them back on wallets after this drop thing is over. But right now, at the moment, I've got a majority of my stuff actually moved to an exchange, and therefore I'm not revealing all that stuff to you here publicly on YouTube. That's why I'm not showing stuff right now. Afterwards, maybe on the private streams, I'll talk about it on the membership, the YouTube membership streams. It's like $3 a month if you do that, because if you're supporting my channel, $3 a month, man, I'm going to give out some extra stuff and do some stuff. Thought about even doing a live mentoring course or something. I don't know. If there was ever, there's no interest in that. I'm not ever going to push that. But that's a possibility of something I can do with the membership tiers on YouTube. I'm open for that idea. I would be open for, this nothing outlandishly crazy or expensive. I can do a lot for just the $3. Just in crypto, we're all about to pump tomorrow. I hope so. I hope so. I'm not against it. I can see signs that we're going to try. We're going to try to recover that one more time, it looks like. And I hope we do. If we do, man, it is such a good sign. And it should be. We should be seeing that recovery. Right now, at this point in the market, we should see a good sign like that. Into the halving, when Bitcoin is getting so scarce now, and scarce on the exchanges even. I know we got all this dumping going on, but it's being bought up so quick. Oh, so quick. That's such a good sign. I mean, the big money institutions are here. We've been waiting for so long for this. It just seemed like it would never, ever happen. But it was the pandemic that kicked it all off. Proppy is taking a nice dip, says Sam Webb. Take a look at Proppy. Proppy's a good one. Oh, she's in a sweat to buy zone. Oh, yes, she is. Right down here. Well, she had a 786 retracement here. There's her 618. Here's her 786. Are you gonna stay, Proppy? Or are you going to come down to this 886 level? Because that looks like you could. I like how she came down here and she went up. I like this little rounded shape here. She had a little spiky spike, but it kind of rounded in the level. I like that. You can kind of see that idea playing out on bottoms. So possible. There is that slight little chance there that she will get just a little bit cheaper right here. So we don't want to count out what is that, $1.21 as a possibility. You got to put it on the table. Just in case. But she might be bouncing there. I like that idea. This is definitely the buy zone I had for it. Probably at 123 and she was up to 349. Pretty cool. Check her out over here real quick over on Tokenmetrics. Am I on Tokenmetrics? I think we've done this. Has they changed all this? This looks totally different. Oh, now I don't know what I'm doing anymore. They changed Tokenmetrics on me. How do I get to where I'm used to going? Is this it? Oh, I'm doing okay. They freak me out, man. Freak me out. All right, so I'm looking for trader or investor. Okay, is this it? Summary. Here, okay, there we are. I had to figure this out for a while. It's neutral for investor. Fundamental grades at 64%. Valuation grades at 22%. Really? I thought it would be more. Huh. So it's not highly undervalued at the moment, even at its current price. I find that interesting. At its bottom here? Really? Technology rates coming at 46%. That's interesting. Market cap is 71 billion. Fully diluted value is 123, so not quite a 2x in that, huh? Interesting. Okay, so down here. 85 cents I think would be a nice place. She might make it there, she might. Let's see if there's any other signs that she might do that. Still hard to say. I just think she's got a chance to do it. She may not. She's below the non-moving average on the 4 hours, so I think that increases the chances, but she could easily regain it. 9 has crossed the 21, so that looks... I can't tell you whether she's going to bounce from here or not. I can just tell you if she goes down lower, 83 looks really good. This also looks like a good place to nibble too, though. It's at the moment 70. I mean, it's something I would do. If I was building a position in this, I would be building some, I'd be nibbling here. Doesn't mean you have to, or that you should, or that it won't go to 83 cents, because if you're nibbling here, you need to plan if you can nibble here. Hey! Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Shout out to Joe. With gifted a membership. Huh? You got your own membership? And Dave got a membership. Hey, cool. Rigged. Appreciate that, Joe. Real truth, no face. Hey, I lost a lot of newbie here. I'm trying to interpret that. I lost a lot. Oh, I lost a lot, period. Newbie here. Is that it? Or you lost a lot of newbies? I'm looking for the newbies. Real truth, if you're a newbie, I recommend you check out my channel and hang out, and you will definitely just kind of... I'm not selling anything, but if you hang out, ask questions, I'll explain things as I go. I've got a great Telegram group that is totally free resources over there. It's kind of you have to navigate through it, but all those links are in the chat. We also got Joe from Trade Intuition, which is great for teaching those fundamentals that you need to he's got a great trading style. See what he's got over there, but if you he will walk you through the mindset and everything. You can learn a lot from watching Joe. So check out Trade Intuition also, especially if you're new to the game. But hang out with us and definitely ask questions, because that's what I'm just sitting here at night waiting for people to ask me any questions. Nobody ever asked me, hey man, how do you do this Fibonacci thingy? And nobody's ever asked me how do you know. So I don't know. I mean, that Fibonacci makes me money, baby. There's some tricks and things of that Fibonacci I've had to spend years figuring out and learning. Well, they didn't come, nobody else do it to tell it to me. I had to go chase all that stuff and put it into practice. But I'm free with it. Oh, real truth face. Sam Webb, you got a spot margin playlist? Sounds like it's about time to learn. A playlist? No, no, but I have been going over it on the membership streams. That's where I've talked about it the most. I would have talked about it here, but listen, the account started out small and it started getting bigger, and then I only wanted to have like, I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000 account for this show, but it started getting bigger, and then I'm like, I don't know who watches this show. I don't know. You don't know. People, you don't need to share all your information with everybody, how much money you got, especially if you're going to be in the public. I'm not the multimillionaire like some of these morning YouTubers are out there with their escapades. I think you're putting yourself at a disadvantage when you reveal your wealth to the majority of people. That does not put you in the greatest. It may get you some pats on the backs, but it also might get you a little, a little undeserved attention. Whether you're packing all the time or not. Because people are pretty smart. Is this the SpongeBob episode? Every time he's called Joe and not Trade Dimension, I think of Joe Biden attempting to explain TA comedy gold. It's just Trade Intuition. We were in a trading group together when we didn't know each other at the time. He was a moderator at that trading group. I went back to that trading group when I started my YouTube because I thought, well, it'd be helpful to share, any information or whatever, and just to keep on, just pointers and share things with my Telegram group from them. But when I went back a second time, they had actually, the owner went out and hired Joe, brought him over, bought him a house, that's what he said anyway, and moved him to Georgia from, I think, Texas, if I remember right. And that was kind of cool. And I thought, oh man, they're actually stepping up their game on this trading thing. Maybe it was kind of cool that I came back and saw how they got things laid out. And looks like they're really stepping up their game. And then I don't know what happened after, but it did look good. Joe was teaching things and they had some other moderators teaching. And it looked like they were all really getting into almost like making a school, like a course or something. We got this section, we got and then started looking like I thought, oh man, you're onto something here. And then, I don't know, they got the leverage trading group and decided instead of adding it to the same category, they started a whole different group with a whole different new charge. And I was like, I'm out. That's all it took. I was like, okay, that's not. And the group just kind of fell apart from there. That's just what I see. I don't know the inside story, but anyway, Joe was over there teaching and he had such the most beautiful charts, explaining things so clear. I've got some of his, some of their little videos that they would put together where a bunch of them would get together and start talking about trading psychology was one of my favorite ones that they had posted over there. And the things that they would share, it was just alpha and gold there. I mean, Joe knows his stuff, and so I have no problems giving Joe's accolades. I've seen him in action, and that's how I knew him. And then after he left and everything, we kind of chatted through Telegram and got to know each other. And, we just kind of hang out every once in a while. Consider Joe to be one of my YouTube dogs, one of my YouTube friends there. They'll come out when you use the bip butt boy clips. What are we talking about? What? Stricker says, hoping Joe gets out of his NDA. I don't care about the NDA. Dude, there's nowhere to be found. Man, that's a wild story, but, there's some things that you can take away with that when you finally do make it. It's a similar situation, really, if you talk about it with some of the things that we talked about. You have someone who has a trading group established, and those trading groups are going to be very lucrative. You think about, at one time, I remember in the trading group I was in, I remember seeing membership up to $4,000. Now, imagine 4,000 people paying you $100 a month, or $1,300 a year, whatever the deal was. That gets to be a lot of money. A lot. And when money starts coming in, well, suddenly it's more enticing. Well, we got to keep this money coming in. So then you get a trade-off. Is what I'm giving worth what I'm making? Or am I just getting well overpaid for what little I'm giving? You got to have a good balance there. And when things get out of whack, well, then things will get out of whack eventually. It was just wild. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. The guy just kind of fell off. He left. The guy that started the group, he does no more videos anymore. He used to do videos every day, and I used to watch them every day back in the day. I learned a lot from him. I'll say that. A lot of little tricks that I do now, V-shaped recoveries, and there's a lot of things that I took from him. But he's gone. But that was wild. There may have been something. I'm speculating. But I'm just thinking there's something from a higher place that may be scary, and like somebody might be looking at something. That's the only thing that makes sense is that there might be some kind of. The group has lost so many members. It's very sad. Yeah. Well, yeah, but somebody else's group just kind of took them because they're available, and it's kind of the same thing that can be playing out there. You'll get the whole influx. I think I don't know for sure, but I think the other guy has like maybe 2,000. Last time I looked, got 2,000 members, and that's how you become a millionaire with a crypto trading group. I mean, if you're going to teach how to make millions of dollars in trading group the way that you made it, well, then you should teach people how to start a trading group and be honest about how you made it. That's just my takes on it. Otherwise, you're leading people down the wrong path. If you can't do what you say that you did, you don't need to be saying that you did it, and you don't need to be trying to sell that idea. Just say, hey man, I like to trade. Here's how I trade. I got a trading group that makes money, and some of this money that I'm using here comes from that trading group. That's all you got to do. But they don't do that. They say, I'm trading my way to millions, and you can too. I can show you how I do it, because I do it. Do you work out every morning? Do you drink your Smurf blood? I'm the man. And that's, what is that? Seriously, what are you learning from that? You're gonna lose your ass in this market, or you're gonna miss the best opportunities because somebody is worried about trying to be the man and not really teaching you the stuff that you need to learn at that point in the cycle. Like when we're in the down, how you need to be buying, or when we're in markup, that's the good trading parts, or what you need to do to save your ass when things start going down. Instead of, we're making money both ways. Yeah, really? Because I don't see that account growing worth a damn. And I haven't seen any great spot trades that you can actually show me. Look, fellas, we entered here. Here it is where I entered in. Here it is. That actually shows the percentage that we did. Well, this is, and this is what I was thinking here. This is why I did this, and this is why I got out. And no. And because I did that, I turned the $10,000 into $50,000. And that's how it. No, there's nothing like that. It's just, I'm going to watch me take all this money that just popped out of nowhere and just throw it in willy-nilly on some whatever coin that we're talking about. Or when it comes out, sometimes I'll just throw it in there. Hell, I'll hold it 3 or 4 years. That's all. Really? So translation, I just FOMO'd in. I don't really have a plan on what to do with this. It's new and shiny and I had to buy it. I let my emotions get to me, but I can't let you know that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe when people talk, I hear different things. I mean, I hear what they're saying, but I also hear what they're not saying sometimes, and I hear a lot of what some people are not saying. I learned I need Smurf blood. Yes, you do, Mr. Miles. Stricken made $2 a day. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It is 11:12. I'm trying to keep these streams just a little short. Started about 10 o'clock, and this is about hour 12. Pretty good, because a 2-hour stream, nobody wants to click on those. I don't even want to click on a 2-hour stream. Is VWAP a new Cardi B song? It should be, Mr. Miles. I think that would be a great suggestion to make. Clippable moment. I don't understand this clipping thing, but hey, man, clip away. I don't know what that means. I've never tried to clip. What do you do with them? Do you share them? I think it would be cool, and I don't think content creators should have a problem with this, but if members or viewers could clip out segments and post them on their own channel and even monetize it, like in shorts or whatever, it just brings more people to the people that they clip from, right? It's a win-win for everybody. Why don't we do something like that? You could turn the clips into NFT. I don't know, and make money. I don't know what clips you're talking about. I thought about going through and clipping out some of the streams, but by the time I get through streaming and at the night, I'm like, I'm done. I want to chill. So you don't see me chasing on. I mean, I don't do social media. I don't sit here and maybe I should, but I'm just on here because I like being here. I'm going to make a parody account. Go for it. What was that? I thought it'd be a good account if you took all these cup and handles that are supposed to play out to the upside and little snapshots of all the ones that didn't. Well, that idea did cross my mind at one time. I did not do that. I thought, no. Take the high road, road dog. Take the high road. You're going broke on this. Not going broke. My YouTube channel, man. I've been doing this for 2 years and I got 1,432 beautiful subscribers, which I'm grateful for. Love that. But I'm not going to lie to you. I thought it would grow faster. I did think it would grow faster. But c'est la vie. In the last 1 year, we have gained probably about 600 people in the last year. Is that right? No, we were up to 900. No, crap. It's only been 500 in the last year. I was up to 900 in July last year. When I switched over from videos to start streaming, and we got a contest because I thought, oh, 100 should come pretty quick, right? To give away Tangem wallets when I reached 1,000 subscribers took me almost 3 months to give those wallets away. I'm sitting there, oh my God, can we just get some people just to subscribe so I can give this stuff away? I hate carrying this contest at $1,000, just needing 100 people to subscribe to give these away, and it took 3 months. It was crazy. Guys, good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Be back again tomorrow. Trade carefully. Take one last little quick look here at Bitcoin. Make sure she's not dying on me or anything. She's at 57,600. What did you just do? Did you screw up your chart? You screwed up your chart. Way to go, Road Dog. Now you gotta go back and refix all that. She's dropped since we talked about it. Oh my gosh. We're going. She's not gonna make it. She's gonna die. I'm on not even on Bitcoin. Oh. 15 minute. With my moving averages, when I got them like this, I got 800, I got 600. This is going to be some weight down, okay? But I think, is she going to make it? Is she going to make a move up or not? She was looking like she's going to make a move up to 60. I think she's still got a good chance to do that. I'm going to stick with that. I'm sticking with, I think she's going to try to go back up there one more time. I don't know if she will. But she's above the 200 on the 1 hour. The 1 hour looks like she might try to come up. Maybe she can convince this 100 to cross over, and then we can maybe have a conversation about getting past the 60. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you again tomorrow. That's funny. Good night, John Boy.